What's up, y'all? We are back.
What's up, y'all? How you doing?
I'm Jared, by the way.
I'm Josh, taking a sip of this here beer. Sorry
In case
about
you
that.
don't know.
Yeah.
I wanted to save this opening for. I usually don't do beer in a can, but it's Red Hair Brewery from Marietta, Georgia.
Hey, Red of Georgia, baby, home of coveted by God roads.
It's Berry Belgian Waffle.
That's not sound effects. They really are shooting off fireworks from Marietta Brewery. Or Red Hair, baby.
Sorry. So yeah, I don't know if you can. I'm pretty sure you can probably hear that. Apparently, close by, there are people decided to take Memorial Day and make it the 4th of July.
Since fireworks sales became legal in Georgia, people will use any excuse. So it's like, all right, cool, man. Memorial Day, right on.
That is exactly what it says. It says fruity, sweet, waffly. That's pretty good.
That's what I'm talking about, man. We were repping actually Georgia on both ends, man. I got Terrapin's Liquid Bliss. These are the guys out in Athens. This is, oh my God, this is like my regular now as long as I can find it. Is there a peanut butter porter?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's good, man.
I knew it was some type of porter. I wasn't sure which type it was.
I'm digging it because like most of the, I'm not a huge hop guy, but I like dark stuff. So the more people that expand and do dark stuff, the happier I am. And man, Terrapin it's a hoppy brewer. Man, it's a hot weather. It's Georgia. It's hot weather. So they stay more on that side. But man, they got the Wake and Bake Stout and the Liquid Bliss Porter. And when they do dark beer, it is really, really good, man.
So that's what's up.
Yeah, man.
We'll just turn this into the beer review segment one of these days. But so it's one of the things I didn't know. 'Cause it is Memorial Day weekend, and I've never really understood the celebration. You don't really say Happy Memorial Day because that's what, to remember the guys that are alive. That's kind of every holiday's basically become the 4th of July or Veterans Day. But I thought this was you're supposed to kind of remember the guys that aren't here anymore, as in Memorial.
Yeah, that's what Memorial Day was supposed to be.
The shooting off fireworks, kind of think poor taste, but that's where we live down here.
Yeah, man. It's like what you do with Veterans Day. If Veterans Day is Memorial Day, they all change out now because people that served and came home, and this is one of my pet peeves about the military, is people that served in the military and came home. It's unintentional. It's completely unintentional, but people almost kind of like devalue your service because you're still alive. I think that's trash. It drives me nuts, and I don't think people mean to do it.
Yeah.
But on Veterans Day, when you're supposed to think of that and be like, holy crap, I really appreciate it, we don't do that. We need to think about our fallen soldiers. And it's never a bad, why do who's going to say don't do that? But it's very unfortunate, the unintended consequences that you wind up crapping on people. It's like if you didn't die, your service was less valuable. Service is service, brother. And I know people don't mean that, so I really hate it. But it's like, I hate that it's turned into that.
Very easily be taken that way, and I think it's kind of, maybe we shouldn't take the weekend off in order for it to get its due. But when people see a 3-day weekend, like, well, fire up the grill, brother.
Yeah, seriously, man. I have me a steak for the fallen. Yeah, it's true, man. And it's a weird slippery.
From homies.
Yeah, for real. That's one of those like slippery slope things where it's like you don't want to tell nobody how to memorialize people. You don't want to tell people how to be appreciative. But it just seems to me that there's a whole lot of people that come back from service and just kind of get dumped on. No one really cares, and it's like, that's pretty cruddy.
If you're not buried in Arlington, then
if you came home, we don't really owe you that much appreciation, do we? It's like, hold up now, that's frustrating.
I don't get to share those photos on my social media, so who cares?
Yeah, seriously, appreciation photos probably appear at about a 1 for every 1,000 clip for fallen, and it's so frustrating, man.
Yeah. So, that being said, Happy Memorial Day.
Yeah, however you say it.
I didn't even mean that to come out that way. It's just, what do you say? Hopefully it's a good one for you.
Yeah, man. Happy 3-day weekend, which is crud, but that's what we got.
What it boils down to. All the crazy stuff going on. It's always the second guy in gets blamed. It's always, the guy that started the fight that doesn't end up in the TMZ video. He's the angel. This is how I feel about the Montana governor guy, which is Greg Gianosevich, whatever his name was, Giansworth.
Something like that.
I don't remember.
It's Montana politics. Who gives a crap?
Yeah.
It's aggravated assault and it's prison time, I hope, but it's Montana politics. Nobody cares.
I mean, you can see both sides of the story.
Keep your hands off people. Simple as
Yeah.
that. I get so tired of the, put your hands on a woman, and you don't. You want to know why? Because women are human beings. You put your hands on anybody, there's the jail, brother. I can't stand that stuff. People thinking they can just go beating folks up, and that's the problem. See, this is what happens when you have a cartoon character as a president. He can get away with it because he's famous, not because he's president. You ain't famous, Hondo. You need to pull on them reins there, buddy, because the crap that Donald can get away with, Donald can get away with because it is a different type of celebrity. He's Hollywood. You can't get away with that stuff. So enjoy your orange jumpsuit. What a crock, because people only do crap like that to try to get attention.
Yeah.
It's like, cool, enjoy your attention there, buddy.
Yeah.
Can't stand that mess. What a prick, man.
Getting rammed.
For seriously, man. That's the whole reason. Somebody body slams you, just lay there. That's what you should do. Call the police. However, I don't know if Montana's like Georgia or not, but the way Georgia works is this, man. Georgia congressman slams a reporter. Reporter gets up, stomps the congressman half to death. Congressman still goes to jail. It's it's true. In Georgia, I don't know if it's like that everywhere, but in Georgia, if you are provoked, you can do any dadgum thing you need to defend yourself. I just hate stuff like that. I think bully stuff bothers me. Physical altercations bother me unless they're meaningful. It's when people talk a whole bunch of crap and then it's all like, yeah, let's settle this. And then they back out. No, hold up, man. I mean, we call them fighting words in the South for a reason. If you really want to go, let's go. But if it's just that, gummy stuff, man, just pipe down there, buddy. But yeah, you physically put your hands on somebody and then you expect to get away with it. Nope. I mean, Republicans can kiss his butt if they want to. It's fine. And that's the thing, though. It's not really Republicans. It's new school people that this is their new sporting event. Oh, man, that was cool. That was awesome. And then you'll think it's unfair when he goes to jail. Sorry, man. That's how it works, man. That blue, you got to back the blue, baby. And blue's rules say you can't touch nobody without doing the time. If it's worth it to you, great. But it better be worth it to you. I don't want to hear no crybaby rich boy garbage about liberal police just trying to lock me up. There's 14 people in Montana. They're all conservatives. So there you go. Just can't stand that mess, man. I appreciate that people hate the media. And now you need the media because you can't beat up Twitter. But that's what you should enjoy. The media is awful. Watch them melt down when somebody sends them a mean tweet. It's fun. Oh, God, that's some of the most fun you can have. But they're not supposed to talk back. It's fun.
What?
It's fun, man.
I just got a kick out of that the other day.
I did, too. People think they can get away with stuff. People think they can do stuff like that. Like, okay.
Have fun.
Yeah, I don't want to hear no crying. You know what I'm saying?
You looking forward to the NBA Finals?
I'm stoked. I'm very excited about it. I hate that
the rubber finals.
Yeah, it's great. I hate that the Western Conference Final was so bad because I really like San Antonio. I don't know if I can say that I like the Warriors, but they are a blast to watch. They're a lot of fun. It's just that I don't necessarily pull for them. I just ain't pulling against them. I've just never been a Durant guy.
Yeah.
But it ain't that kind of thing because this is one of the LeBron's got him by the short hairs series, and it's very funny because the stuff that he got crucified for going to Miami for, you think what he did in Miami is half of what Durant did?
Yeah.
No, sir. It's not even close. So that's the thing. And Durant is kind of like he's kind of a down guy right now anyway because that was Skip Bayless's boy because it's, oh man, he's better than LeBron. He's the fourth guy that he trotted out as better than LeBron, by the way. But then all of a sudden he starts making his comments like, man, I can't stand you. He didn't body slam anybody.
Oh, man.
Good for you, Kevin. But he's like, man, I can't. What are y'all doing, man? These needling questions and just trying to get a rise out of people. This is stupid. This is awful. And man, you want to see some scalded dogs circle the wagons, make fun of a reporter. Man, that is the most thin-skinned group on planet Earth, so they all turned on him, and it's always a bad guy now. Anyway, sorry, I got way afield. I just like the Spurs better, but I just hate the series was so bad. And don't give me that Kawhi garbage. It probably would have been bad anyway.
Yeah.
But it's cool. It's going to be fun. I think it's cool. I think it's great it's the same two teams. That's the huge question. Is it bad for the league to have these two teams that are so dominant? We were discussing this earlier. I'll try to make it a quick version of it. It's not bad for the league at all, and I'll tell you why.
Good times.
Parity rules. Parity rules as long as you have this group of, if you've got a group of people that are your fan base, probably the NFL right now, the NFL's got its fans. Parodying the NFL rules, because your fan base in the NFL is always what it's going to be. It don't matter who's in the Super Bowl, people are going to watch it. The NHL's the same way. Much, much smaller group of people, but don't nobody care who's in the fight. They're going to watch because they're fans and they like it. Scale's different, but the mindset's the same. Baseball and basketball are completely different. Completely different, because the fan base they're trying to strip mine for basketball and for baseball is overseas. So if you look at the way that Real Madrid and Barcelona especially, but I mean the English league's a little different because more people dig them, but Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, Barcelona, I can't think of anybody else right now that's just no good. PSG, the huge European teams that have marketed, Juventus, the teams that have marketed themselves here, it is so much easier to give a new fan base, choose this one, especially if it's America, because we are, it's fine, Democrat or Republican, that's more than enough choices, we're fine for the entire population of the country to pick one or the other. So it works, we're used to it. And no matter what that new fan base is, it works better if you do that. It just does. And this is all marketing. It's all capitalism. So if you love America and Jesus and the dollar, you better get used to having just the same two teams win all the time, because it's not about us anymore. The NBA share of the U.S. market is what it is. And all those cute little jokes about, they're never going to catch the NFL, man. The NFL's number one, man. NFL. Yeah, you're right. So games that are marketable overseas go overseas to get viewers. Their new markets, you give them fewer choices. The rating, because people like Tony Kornheiser's my main man, and he's been flipping out about, God, these playoffs have been terrible. All these one-sided games. Why are the ratings so good? Because you're in new markets. It's crazy, but for business, that's how it works. And don't get it messed up, man. All that America's game, NFL, flyover, yay, waving the flag, bull crap. It's America's true religion, capitalism. So you better doggone well believe they're gonna go where the dimes are. And the NBA's doing great. It's way better for them. Way better for them, man. Because also, when you have, can you think of a more hated athlete on planet Earth than LeBron? I don't think there is one.
Outside of Floyd Mayweather, I think LeBron's it.
Yeah, Floyd is pretty well hated.
And it would be LeBron because you see more of him.
It's so much bigger. Yeah, it's just a bigger thing. And it's every single day. And also, Floyd's not trying to sell shoes. That's all there is to it. Anybody that doesn't understand why LeBron is hated, it's the cult of Jordan. That's what it is. And it's not the player. It's the brand. Simple as that. But because of that, that means everybody here is going to watch too.
Yeah.
Well, how in the world is it bad for the NBA? That's ridiculous, man. And also, they'll be thrilled because I think the Warriors are going to beat them in 6. And all, LeBron got beat, man. He got beat. But it's like, that's cool, man. But
not the first time.
No kidding. I mean, God, the guy's in there every year, man. Like, yeah, it's
bound to lose some of them.
It is what it is. But that's I'm super excited about the series, and I'm good because I like Steph and I really like Clay and I love Iggy. I really love that guy. And then for the Cavaliers, I have a real stupid reason for liking Kyrie Irving as much as I do, but I will tell you what it is now, and it's this. All I heard my whole life growing up, even being a Tech fan, love him to death. I enjoy Duke basketball, kind of the same way I like the Warriors. They're just so much fun to watch play, but all you ever, Coach K hadn't put anybody worth a dart in the pros. They don't have good pros from there. Kyrie Irving shut your punk hiney up, didn't he? Yeah. There's nobody. And part of it's because if you diss Kyrie, then you're kind of giving LeBron credit. And hell, we're not doing that. No. So, cool. However he gets his credit, it's fine. But I really like Kyrie, and obviously being a Tech guy, I love him on Shumpert. So I'd love for Shumpert to get another ring, but I don't think he's gonna. But it doesn't matter. We talk about it all the time with wrestling, man. My favorite stuff is where however they book it, it's fine. Same thing. A series where I'm a complete neutral. Like when the Braves were in the World Series when I was a kid, it was a basket case. Didn't enjoy any of them. 91 was great after the fact.
Yeah.
But when your team is in there, it's no fun at all. It's no fun at all. But when it's just like, I like this sport, and these are two good teams, and this is going to be a lot of fun, and that's what we got. Like, Super Bowl last year was terrible. It was terrible, and not because of the result, but just because it's like, I'm too nervous. Can't enjoy it. Oh, my God, can't enjoy it. 28-3, y'all smell them fish. I'm still proud of that, by the way.
Oh, yeah. And that's, I guess, one of the reasons why we're kind of fishing for topics is there's not really a pay-per-view this week.
Yeah, man.
I was going to spring the topic of talking about old girlfriends on Josh, but that's nothing but more than a self-indulgent blues jam for me.
It's all good, man.
That nobody would care about. So that's part of the fun. It's just you got NBA Finals, Stanley Cup, Championship, whatever. Is it
It's the
final
finals.
or the champion? I don't know.
Stanley Cup Finals, yeah, man,
Okay.
which is going to be awesome. And that was I was telling Jared this story earlier, man, because any shot you can take at Colin Cowherd's sack, you take it. And he was griping and doing the jerky little thing about, oh, that's what happened on NHL. Well, who cares? And the funniest thing about it is while you are showing this clip of Game 7 double overtime when Pittsburgh wins in Pittsburgh to go to Game 7, you're talking about how no one cares and it's not a big deal, la-di-da. And I was telling Jared, man, when they show the clip, man, the guy scores and you can't even hear the guy on NBC because the crowd is losing their minds. I'm like, bro, they don't need you.
Yeah.
That's my point. And it's, well, they're not doing what the NFL's doing. You're right, they're not. But anybody that's comfortable, the NHL's like Target. Target don't care they don't make as much as Walmart because they make as much as Target. They don't care. And he had just made that, but Colin Cowherd had just made that point earlier in his show. It's like, oh, but this is a subject that I don't like. I don't like the NHL. So I'm gonna take a cheap shot because I don't like it. It's like, they're cool with that, brother. Believe me, they're okay with it without you. But it was awesome because like hockey fans are hockey fans. I watch as long as I got cable turned on. I'll watch anybody play for the Cup. I love it. It's a lot of fun. It's been a while since my boys played for it too, so it's all good, man. 93 is the last time my guys played for it and won it. It's like, dang, but still fun.
Yeah.
Still fun. Which might be a good thing with what I just said, man, because if Montreal got in there, but I can't enjoy it. Oh, man, it might be a good thing for me.
Oh, God.
Oh, God. Oh, jeez. Oh, no. I got to start tweeting with Kevin Owens' dad.
Oh, great.
Oh, man, help me.
Oh.
Help me, Daddy Steen.
No!
What are you doing?
What is this?
Yeah, that was it. No, Dad, what is this? What else have I done? I got caught up. I was telling the man, what the heck channel? I don't remember what channel it is now. It doesn't matter. But Ring of Honor TV ran the debut of Marty Scurll and Bullet Club. See, the thing is now, man, trying to get out in front of that stuff is stupid because everyone always hypothesizes. It's way more fun to just review how they did it.
Yeah.
And it was dope. I thought it was really, really cool. I love Marty Scurll joining the Bullet Club anyway. That's very cool with me. But it was pretty sweet. They got a Kenny Omega cameo, which is awesome because Kenny works for Ring of Honor, but he don't work for Ring of Honor. He ain't there all the time. So when he shows up, it's a big deal.
That Ring of Japan.
Oh yeah. Way too much money on his New Japan contract for him. And you knew that. I mean, dude, when they book him to win the G1, it's like, oh, he's gonna show up in WWE. No, I promise you, that contract, the ink on that contract is dry if they're letting him win the G1, man.
Yeah.
And that was cool, man. That was real good. I think they're I don't know if they're going to build to a rematch of that or not. I don't know because Okada's still real big, but we'll see. But that's something. It stinks because I don't have access, so I can't watch it. But me and Jared were talking, man, that they apparently did take JR's advice about the G1 in LA, and it's going to be live, which I think is awesome.
That's a good idea.
I think so too. I love it. I'm so glad
Dipping
that's
that
happening.
toe in the water.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, man, because it's exciting. That's very, very cool stuff, man. So that I'm excited about. Ring of Honor I'm excited about just because I like it. Next week, what was it? It was Adam Cole and Hangman Page. And I'm like, I feel bad for Hangman Page, dude. He is the only guy they've slapped that Bullet Club sticker on, and people just don't care.
Yeah, whatever.
People just don't care, man. They just can't get him over, and it's like, all right, whatever. So then they put him in a match with Adam Cole, and I'm like, wonder who's winning that. Yeah, for real, man. But hopefully Hangman Page will win it, and then the internet can really see Adam Cole's gonna be in the crowd at Monday Night Raw. So hopefully that's what they do, man. We were hypothesizing earlier how awesome it would be to start the rumor that Adam Cole or Kenny Omega was going to show up at Raw dressed as CM Punk. That'd be the best thing ever, man.
Kenny Omega showing up at Raw as the new Bret Hart and Sting are coming tonight. I got so sick of that story.
God dang, man.
In early 2000s, like, man, first of all, no, it's not going to happen. Second of all, who cares if it did?
Would you really be that excited?
No.
Yeah, man.
Be careful what you wish for. You might get it.
Yeah, Sting was at WrestleMania, remember?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect example of what you're talking about.
Yep.
God, that was bad.
Jesus.
I'm still mad about it. Which is dumb. I shouldn't fuss about it because I really liked WrestleMania this year, so the most recent was positive. I should be cool with that.
Everybody says, well, if we got it when we wanted it, it'd been better. No, it just happened sooner.
You think so? As I got a feeling that if they booked that match the way they booked it at any point in human history, it would have still stunk. It's not Sting's ability to move around the ring or lack of thereof that made that match what it was. It was the pen to paper. It was god awful.
It's not good. It's no good.
He's no good. He's no good. Nah, man, that mess is crap.
Man, I haven't done much of anything either. I couldn't bring myself to go watch the movie version of Baywatch after having not read the book. And,
23 Jump Street?
yeah,
Yeah,
basically.
it's hilarious. When I saw the preview for that and saw what it actually was, I'm like, oh, this is pathetic, man. It's bad enough to take the name off stuff, but now it's something you've already done.
Yeah.
We have to be undercover cops on this old TV show. Oh, fantastic.
God. Oh,
That's
well.
glorious.
Great. This is Baywatch. And the only episode of Baywatch I even know was when Hogan and Flair and Kevin Sullivan showed up. So I can't really say I know much about the show, just knowing that I didn't care to watch it even back then. So why am I going to watch the movie now?
I'm pretty sure that Kevin Sullivan is the reason that show was on so long. Because all his demonic powers that he used to kill people, they go the other way too.
Yeah.
And he's a fan of the Hoff.
Who knew?
David, I want your show to be successful. So you're gonna be on TV forever. So speaks Galactus. Kevin Sullivan should play Galactus. That'd be awesome. I would like that. I'd get behind that.
The stars have aligned.
I get down with that, man. Man, I'm with you. I haven't done anything, but I've set a bunch of tapes to watch sports. I watched the FA Cup final yesterday. This was something I was telling the man. It's kind of cool. It also ties into what I was saying earlier about if you're an old head fan of a sport, it's painful when they try to market it to a new audience. I get that. I'm an ACC guy. I love it to death. But ESPN's Florida State and Clemson and Florida State and Florida State and Clemson and Clemson and Clemson and Clemson, but also Florida State. I'm tired of it. But, also, I'm sure you guys have figured this out by now. Jared and I are both kind of on the same page about this. I am 100. I guess I've watched too much wrestling in my lifetime. There is no such thing as a non-work. They're all works, man. It's all made up. It's all fake. Because, you're just bitter because Tom Brady beat the Falcons. Baby, I told you Tom Brady was going to win that Super Bowl the second he took that dive for the to get CTE out of the way.
Yeah.
So, no, that's not a problem. They're just all... There's too much money in Las Vegas for it to be real. Ain't nobody... Dude, there's more money in entertainment than competition. That's what wrestlers figured out a long time ago.
Yeah.
And there's absolutely no way that you're going to leave that much power and money on the table. If you're Vegas and you can influence, you're going to influence it. And that's the thing is when I say that, it's not a criticism. I still watch crap all the time. I love it. It's like watching a TV show. I don't know how it's going to end. It's fun. It's very fun stuff. But I do think everything is rigged like a mug. That's just how it works. There was a point to that. So whenever you start handing championship after championship to these two teams, I'm looking forward to Mark Richt writing a third page. At least then we'll get variety. And Miami's got history, so there you go. Mm-hmm. But the thing, I watched the FA Cup final. It was really cool. It was Chelsea and Arsenal won it. It's the 7th time Arsene Wenger's won the FA Cup. I couldn't believe that. They've won it more times than any team, and that's cool. But it's an old trophy. But that dude's won it 7 times, and they still want to get rid of him. Arsene Wenger is the Paul Johnson of English soccer, by the way, because he just is really, really good, and he's accomplished a lot of stuff, but there's just certain people in the fan base that want to fire him every offseason, so in that regard, they're similar. It doesn't matter. They just hate him, so whatever, man. So I watched that, and then I watched Portland and Seattle, and I just had never thought of it before, man, but MLS is like watching Pac-12 football, and that's supposed to be an insult from Southern kids, but I love the Pac-12, man. I really do. And the thing is, the athleticism on the East Coast and the West Coast is 100% the same. A lot of people will tell you it's not. They're wrong. The athleticism is absolutely the same, but scheming, coaching, defensive talent, the way people play defense, it is different in the South. You get lots and lots of guys. They just stockpile defensive talent, and it's great. That's how you win, so it's totally okay. But that's what I noticed, man. You're watching two English teams play in England. They defend well in England, but Italy and Argentina and places like that are known for nobody scores ever. But MLS is a little different because the athleticism is there, so your zoom guys on the outside playing offense, you can actually see them because the defenses aren't so good they shut everything down. I never thought, I've watched a bunch of MLS games, but it never occurred to me until I did them back to back That's what was going on. And Portland, Seattle was 1-0. It's not like it was this huge offensive fireworks showcase, man, but it was just like zooming and chances. It was awesome. I had a lot of fun watching that game, man. So I'm looking forward to my next MLS game, which is today. I skipped it because I'm an idiot, but I got it on tape and I'll watch it when I get home. But it's our boys, United against New York City, which means I have to watch it on mute because Alexi is beyond the you need two teams to build on. Alexi is it must be New York and LA, and it just gets a little old. I mean, it's cool. He's been pushing that same thing for years. It just gets a little bit old. Like, I get it. It's New York City. It's David Villa. You like him. He's a great player. I've heard it. Oh, my God, you only been playing 12 minutes? Holy crap. You know, it just gets old, man.
We know. It was grim.
It was grim. Yeah, looking forward to it. It was real cool, man, because I know the league is doing real well. But it's really fun, too. Like, oh, man, no wonder so many people are into this. And cool. This is cool with me. It's like I say with basketball. I've still got so much to learn about it that it's fun to have a league where I can kind of, like, learn and see the difference of, like, oh, that's what happens when your defensive midfielders don't shut down and clobber people. Oh, okay. It's just kind of a cool way to – it's fun. I'm enjoying it.
Cool.
Everybody's enjoying MLS in Atlanta because they're doing crazy stuff.
It's on 4.
Oh, my God. Yeah, it is,
It's
man.
on 4.
I can't remember the last time Atlanta was like this for a team that ain't won nothing yet. You know, it's just weird. Just I guess just out of the chute. Just been waiting for it. It's cool. I did not realize that, but that's what the market research told them is like, man, if you give everybody that moved to Atlanta a team to pull for, they will. And it's like, crap, y'all nailed that one.
I mean, after the way things went down, you wouldn't believe it, but people did love the Thrashers around here.
Yeah, Atlanta didn't lose the
And,
Thrashers. Spirit of Atlanta did.
Yeah, I mean, it was nothing to do with the fan base. It was
Absolutely.
the ownership that chasing that greener pasture, and good luck doing it.
Yeah, they just Spirit of Atlanta bought the building and just wanted the Hawks. That's
Yeah.
it. And thank God. I don't think they have anything to do with the Hawks anymore either. Which I mean, if they did, they wouldn't be doing what they're doing. They're way too successful to have anything to do with Spirit of Atlanta. So that's good stuff, man.
Yeah.
I don't remember what else I've done. Just watching wrestling and sports. It's been great.
Well, I mean, we did talk about Takeover Chicago. Did you want to do
Let's do
a
it.
review of what's the show, Backlash?
I think that's what it was called.
It really wasn't much to really.
Butt rash. Yeah, no, it's cool. Let's do that one.
The show was fine.
Yeah.
I was surprised they kicked off with the debut of Nakamura.
Yeah, I thought that was a bad idea.
Yeah.
Cool, man. The match was. I loved Nakamura. Very fun to watch him do his thing. I'm just same as you always hear. I am not a fan of the Hulk Hogan, John Cena, Roman Reigns match, and that's what it was. It was basically Dolph Ziggler do every single move you've ever done. Nakamura kicks at it too. Knee to the stomach, Kinshasa 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
And it was cool because Nakamura's cool, but it's like it's just not my favorite match.
I just feel like that's something that they could have saved for another time.
Yeah. Especially kicking the show off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I don't really remember the matches in order. I just remember the matches that I liked. The
Yeah.
next one from there was the tag match
Oh baby.
with Fandango and Tyler Breeze, and of all teams to actually have a good match was the Usos. Didn't see that one coming. I really enjoyed that, and I think people complaining after the fact and said there was a little bit too much comedy in it. I disagree. I thought it was really, really good and funny, and they're just so upset at that team getting over that they're upset about it.
Yeah, people are. I'm trying not to curse. People are complaining about the Fashion Police getting over, and here's why. I appreciate people hate comedy and wrestling, and God forbid it's one match.
Yeah.
One comedy, entertainment, fun match is very, very cool.
That
You
you
can
really
do some
need
neat
it
stuff there,
on
man.
that type of card.
Exactly. And the deal with a funny tag team match, they're called the Young Bucks. I don't care if you don't like them or not. They make more money than everybody not called John Cena. You're going to see more of that stuff, especially winning. This is the whole thing. It's not like Tyler Breeze and Fandango went out there and ran the playbook. Those guys are creative in their own right, came up with something real cool. But I don't understand that. DC Comics is dark. We don't want any humor. People want that in wrestling too, and it's like, dude, if you go to see a DC movie and you don't want that's okay. That's your team that you like. But a wrestling card's going to cover all types. It's going to be about all things. That's the problem that I have with Vince when he just books Vince McMahon matches. It's frustrating. Way more fun when you spread it out. and you do the internet dorks wet dream match, and you do the divas match where they actually you do the women's match where they actually get to wrestle, and you can do the I despise saying that because I hated that era so much, including the butterfly championship.
I've been trained to say it.
Yeah,
So
they still run that stupid TV show. It's going to be like, well, it's hard to get off that. But yeah, that's the other thing too is you put the bell. I feel like I'm putting the Bellas over if I say that, and I don't want to do that. But yeah, man, I loved it. I thought the comedy stuff was fun. I thought the Bang Bang stuff was fun.
Yeah.
I'm with you, not an Uso. That's weird. We've discussed that so many times. The Usos are the team. Excuse me. They're in that rare category of wrestlers. There's no reason for me not to like them, except I just don't. I can't figure it out. I don't know why I don't get down with them. Like the Sting face paint, the bad guy, I just don't like them, man.
It feels like they've thrown everything against the wall and nothing have stuck.
I'm with you. Just ain't happening for me. I don't know why. But that match was a blast. That was my favorite on the card, if I remember correctly. And I'm pretty sure that was my favorite.
Then there was a women's title tag match, like a 6-way tag or something like that.
Yeah, I think they just threw all the women on the card.
The welcoming committee.
Ugh.
That's a terrible name.
Terrible name for a terrible team. I love Natalie. I love Natalie Neidhart, but man, she can't do it. And we were discussing that. The breakdown when they do those 6-mans is like you have Becky and Charlotte and Naomi on one side, and you have Natalie and Carmella and Tamina on the other side.
Yeah.
In that match, you have 2 people who are great. You have 2 people who can work, and you have 2 people who are still trying to do their thing, or basically have just been told, here's the numbers that you paint by.
Yeah.
3 of the good ones are on one team. It's like, God, y'all asking Natalie to do an awful lot here, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
They need to just go ahead and turn
stick
Becky
out there to take the pin. It's like, what was the point of that?
They need to go ahead and turn Becky heel because I think that's where they're going with it anyway, and that'll work. It's Becky versus Charlotte.
Even up the roster.
The talent distribution, and then Becky and Charlotte will be a lot of fun. It's cool,
let
man.
Tamina go, and let Ellsworth go, and everything will be fine.
My God, boy, you talk about a song that you're tired of hearing, man.
So you had
it's the "Don't Stop Believing" of WWE.
I think there was the 3 matches that like really had. I liked the Nakamura and Ziggler match. I liked the tag match, and then the 3rd match that got us up to the top of the roller coaster when the show started to reach the hill and go back down was Pete Dunne and Tyler Bates. First match of the year candidate.
No, that was the NXT show.
Was that NXT?
But it's so good. Yeah, I understand, because what happened to me was I blacked out during Backlash and just thought more about how great that was.
Yeah, maybe we turned it off and turned that back on.
It might have been, man. It did.
That was NXT. There was something earlier in the Backlash show. I thought that wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
But don't remember it now, so maybe it wasn't that good. So it all builds up to
What Kevin AJ was it? Because they were pretty early, if I remember correctly.
That's what I'm saying. Kevin and AJ was really good. I enjoyed that. That was cool.
I'm very biased towards both those guys, and I think that's one of those matches that watching it live, I'm like, yeah, okay. And then we liked the finish. I thought that was kind of cool, mainly because when you put AJ Styles and Kevin Owens together, you would think it's going to be a series for that belt, and it looks like it is. And the only reason I say it that way is, who the hell knows? They're so bad about being swervy and just like doing weird stuff. You don't know. But the way they booked the match, it's kind of a slow build, and then the ending is a cliffhanger, and it's like, well, cool. They're like keeping moves in reserve. They're giving you a finish, so they'll get them back out there. So it's very, very cool. It's one of those ones that, as a first part of a series, I liked it. I liked it. It was cool, but it's like when I go back and watch this again, I'm actually going to really appreciate it and really get into it. I think one of the things that also not hurt it, but hurt me watching it, was I was still trying to come to terms with how much I love that tag match. It was like, I'm amazed. So it's just like, I think I didn't give it its due, man.
As all building up to the Jinder Mahal, which,
that's not for the guy that won it. I loved it. I loved that. We'll get to that in a second.
Just one of those kind of deals where everybody called it, but then tried to act like they were the first one to call it after the show. It was like, everybody knew this was going to happen. What was the big shock, and why are you trying to, get on your soapbox. But I told you.
Yeah,
I told you.
Yeah, WWE trying to play it like it was a shock, and anybody that does this trying to tell you that they called it first. Which, by the way, if you want to know who among people that called it first, go back and watch our old stuff because we sat right here and told you it's on our videos. So that's my point, is reference it. Anyway. But the point being that who cares? The thing I hate WWE showing all the shocked faces, because the thing about people like that is something I learned. It's a trick from ESPN. You ever seen Clemson guy having his little fit in Bobby Dodd Stadium after Clemson lost the game? Yeah, they shot that afternoon. That was not live. That was staged 100%.
It's movie making.
And finding everybody in the audience giving you the reaction that you want, that Renee Young is going to feed. Oh my God, it's the biggest upset ever. We're just going to forget all the people that pop their butts off and are in the frame with Ginger with the belt going, yay! And it's my favorite.
That was the biggest pop of the year.
Without a doubt.
When he finally won that title.
Without a doubt.
Just for nothing else, just who he beat for.
Who he's getting it off of. It's the point we have beaten to death, or me, God knows I have, over and over again. The booking of Randy Orton becoming champ was god awful, because Randy Orton's over like a mug. People love that guy, but you can't just go throwing the belt at him for nothing and expect people to be cool with it. I mean, they just weren't.
There's nobody on that roster, and that's the roster with James Ellsworth on it, that would have took it off of, and that people weren't going to be glad to see anybody but Randy.
It's true. Randy's played out. It's old, man. It's time for Randy and John moving toward the pasture is the way it should go. Yeah. It's fine. When Cena comes back, Cena's going to get booed. It's going to be all good. Then he'll do his heel turn on Roman, and he'll be the most popular thing in the whole wide world, which I think is very interesting, and I hope it works. I believe it will, and here's why. I get mad at Vince sometimes, get down on Vince sometimes, but all of this, John Cena sucks, all of that era. Nobody sold more T-shirts. Nobody sold more action figures. Nobody sold more tickets. John was making money hand over fist for the company and just ticking people off along the way because, oh, my God, he's so kiddie and so stupid, and I hate John Cena. I do, too. His matches bore the hell out of me, but that's not – I think that there's different ways to go about it. Mm-hmm. John Cena matches bore me, but he makes a crap ton of money, so I understand why he's out there. But what's going to be cute is all the people that whine and fuss and complain about how much they hate him kissing his – firm buttocks when he's the bad guy, because that's who the T-shirts are going to be sold to then. And it's like, I mean, Vince makes me mad, but there are certain things he does that are so good. It's like, man, you can, if you got a hat, take it off.
How do you deny it?
That's going to be fantastic, because you've been selling T-shirts to kids for 15 years. They're punk ass teenagers now, man, who want to rebel. Now they'll buy them again. But all the old people that hate John Cena, they'll love him too, because all they care about is stick work. And
they've aged out of the. We're testing the waters with that Pabst Blue Ribbon shirt.
Yeah, seriously.
And they've aged out of the Fruity Pebble gimmick, so we're going to turn them heel and bring back the NWO.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's going to be. The next John Cena shirt, the whole Pabst Blue Ribbon thing, it'll be a Jack Daniels shirt. And then they'll get a C&D from the Briscoe brothers, and then 2 weeks later, after they've printed new T-shirts and sold them, it'll go away, and then the Pabst shirts will come. I'm sorry, Pabst shirts will come right back like they were. That was awesome. That whole thing was just too funny.
It's gonna be Vince. Come on.
Yeah, come on. And PBR is like, they're called checks, Vince. Cut us one, and he did. So they got to sell the T-shirts. Simple as that. Like, we just wanted to see if we get away with it.
Dang, Vinny, that's all you had to say.
For real, man. You can't blame me for trying. I just wanted to see if I get away with it. If PBR never says anything, I don't have anything. That's for the shot. Why not?
They don't like it. Screw them.
Yeah, it's all good. I'll write them a check if I have to. It's okay. Well, we want royalties on the ones you sold. We sold 4. Here's your 8 cents.
I didn't know I couldn't do that.
For what?
I didn't know I couldn't do that, pal.
Is that frowned upon? Should I not have done that?
Kevin didn't tell me I couldn't do that.
Kevin Dunn never said a word. Kevin Dunn didn't tell me anything about I don't know a Pabst. I don't drink a Pabst.
What?
He's gonna Vince tries PBR. He's gonna
Nobody drinks that crap. Stupid Marks.
It's for real, man.
They're stupid. I'm smart.
I'm smart. I'm gonna drink PBR. The hell's a PBR?
So what was up with that show?
Yeah, man, I'd forgotten almost all of it, but I'm with you. The 3 that we remembered were cool, and again, the women's stuff.
The one that I mixed up from the night before.
Well, it was so good. God, we can review that one forever, man. But it's kind of cool because I was listening to JR's podcast, and they were both blowing sunshine roses about that one. I'm like, couldn't agree. Good job, y'all. Yeah. It's him and some dude. I don't know who the dude was. I don't really care.
Man, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'm a jerk when it comes to JR's guests. If they're not ex-wrestlers, I'm like, I'll listen to you, but I don't care who you are.
So that's what's up, y'all. You're watching the YouTube channel that the Huffington Post called Almost Watchable.
Almost. Yeah. The Huffington Post clip said, videos on YouTube.
We've been Josh and Jared, the Malachi twins.
That's us.
The Gruesome Twosome, the YouTube show that is a podcast but not a podcast. And I don't know what other T-shirt can we make?
For real, we're going to keep rolling on T-shirts, and it's going to be. We're going to keep rolling on T-shirts that nobody wants. It's going to be great.
I'm White Jay. He's the Black Egg McMahon. We'll see you guys later.
Take it easy, y'all.